Hey everyone, Final here. Today, I'll be showing you my quick and easy paint scheme for a Terran Marine from the StarCraft tabletop miniatures game.
You want a piece of me, boy?
First off, I'd like to say thank you to Archon Studio for sending me these models. It might not be 100% necessary, but as always, I'll be painting this model up in sub-assemblies. I've got the main body with the right arm holding a sidearm, the left arm with the rifle tucked away, and also the combat shield. The arms are pretty far from the body, but I wanted to give myself a little bit of extra room to paint all the metal bits. I started off by priming everything with Mechanicus Standard Gray. It's a nice neutral color, and since the bare plastic for Terrans is blue, I'm sure I won't get any comments about not priming my model. I'll start off by painting the whole model with Calidor Sky. It's a brighter blue than I normally use, but from the box art, these Marines are pretty bright. Also, since this is a quick and easy paint scheme, I'm not being very neat and tidy. Anything that's not supposed to be blue, I'll clean up later. Can't forget about that second coat. And here's the model all blued up. Next, I'll wash the whole model with Nuln Oil, thinned 2:1 with Lamian Medium. The Lamian Medium helps the Nuln Oil flow a little bit better. That way, it pools in the recesses while avoiding the big flat areas. There's also a ton of recesses on here, so we want to make sure that everything gets filled in. Once everything is nice and washed, I'll probably give it 30 to 45 minutes to dry up. After everything is dry, you can see that the recesses are nice and filled in, but the color has dulled a little bit. There's also a handful of tide marks where the wash pooled. To fix all of that, I'll be doing a heavy dry brush using Calidor Sky. I'll be making sure to go perpendicular to the recesses. That way, I don't accidentally fill them in. There we go, a little bit brighter and cleaner. Next, I'll be doing a moderately heavy dry brush on any raised surfaces and edges using Techless Blue. I guess you could say this step is optional. I just like to ease into the bright highlight color that I do next. Once I'm done with the Techless Blue, I'll be doing a light dry brush on the edges using Lothar Blue. I like my dry brushing highlights to be more subtle, but you can apply more pressure if you want them to be brighter. And there. Now the Marine is extra blue. Next, I painted up the visor. If you went without the visor, you can paint up the head using a simple skin tone recipe. I started basing the visor with Retributor armor. 2 coats of it, per usual. After waiting a little bit for it to dry, I washed the visor with Seraphim Sepia. After it dries, I get that gold orangey color that I'm looking for, although now it's a little bit dull. I'll bring back some of the shine with a light dry brush using Retributor armor. I didn't do too much, but you can see where the shine is coming back. Just make sure to not overdo it. You might make the visor more gold than orange. Once that's all done, I'll work on the side holster. I start off with a base coat of Rhinox hide, followed by a wash using Agrax Earthshade, and then a heavy dry brush using Gorthor Brown. Normally I'll just do a light dry brush on the edges, but the overall color palette for the Marine is really bright. This next part is going to be a bit time consuming. I'm going to go and paint all of the metal using Iron Hand Steel. Now's a good chance to pick out as many or as few details as you want. You can also use something like Lead Belcher instead if you want. I'm just trying to keep everything really bright. Alright, here are the metallics that I've picked out. The inner armor, weapons, grenades, some vents and joints. There's a lot of details for you to pick out. After giving it some time to dry, I'll wash all of the Iron Hand Steel with Nuln Oil. Once the Nuln Oil dries, after about 30 minutes, I'll do a light dry brush on the metallics using Iron Hand Steel. Again, you can go as heavy or light as you like. I'm just trying to add a little bit of the shine back. Once I'm done with that, I'll paint in the casing on the sidearm and the rifle using a Baden Black. Followed by a light dry brush along the edges with Eschen Gray. Next, I'll pick out a couple of the details on the weapons using Mephiston Red. And finally, I'll wash the Mephiston Red using Nuln Oil, just to blend it in. And that's it. The main body, the left arm, and the shield are all done. As always, I'll do some basing and assembly magic, and my Terran Marine is all
Jacked up and good to go.
This was my first StarCraft model that I painted up, and it was well worth the wait. It was a really fun project, and I can't wait for the full release to get my hands on some more. I'll be painting up some alternate schemes for the Terran Marine. Let me know in the comments if you prefer to see it as a long-form video like this, or just as regular shorts. Anyway, thank you again to Archon Studio for sending me this model to build and paint. Thank you to all of you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.
How do I get out of this chicken